The G1 Climax keeps rolling on during the summer of wrestling. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome once again to another Simple Take, where we now will look at Day 9 of the G1 Climax and give our predictions on Day 10. And with me today, to join me on this wild experience and discussion, he is the leader right now in TeamIndyDQ's G1 Climax game. It's the holiday. He's a family man and a proud, strong wrestling fan. And he basically is getting into independent wrestling and really learning a lot from it very well. It's, of course, my friend here, Chris Mace. Chris, how are you? Looks like you got a lovely day out there.
Oh, yeah, it's a lovely day. Gotta take a break from the office sometime and get some fresh air while we do this.
Yeah, tell me about it. One of these days, I gotta figure out like an outdoor type setting where my Wi-Fi can work and stuff like that. Maybe I'll finally work in the backyard when it cools down. Freaking 87 degrees here. Dadgummit.
Exactly.
Let's give the fan a hand. All right. So yeah, we got through Day 9, and before we get right into the show, talk about the tab previews and the block matches. What were your overall thoughts of Day 9's Day of Action? What was your biggest takeaway from that?
Oh, the surprise ending on the match that got a disqualification we'll talk about here shortly. I was kind of surprised about that. You had changed your pick and went with a draw. I had previously predicted that was one of the only two matches I predicted for the draw in the main event, and well, we'll discuss how that played out as we go along here.
Yeah, and let me just clarify. On video, I changed it because I feel like it was going to happen. Yep. But I'm a man of my word, and I'm staying committed to my bracket, no matter how shattered it might be. And stay tuned, folks, because after we see Block B, Day 10, I am going to do another Simple Take and put everybody's brackets in, along with the official bracket, so you can see where you stand if you've been following the G1 Climax as well, and pick your winner if you want to. It's all about wrestling. It's all about the community. Simple as that. And yes, my bracket is thrash. I have really sucked in Block A. Speaking of which, this Day of Action was Day 9 of the G1 Climax, representing Block A action, taking place from, apologies if I screw this up, Ninomaru, Nakaku, Nagoya, Achi, basically Nagoya, Japan, just keeping it simple. So we, of course, started off with some tag team previews, and our first match was a 3-on-3 featuring G1 participant Jeff Cobb and his running mates, Young Lion, Ren Narita, Yota Shuji, versus Suzuki-gun, my faction, Hasaninare, G1 Climax participant Taiji, the heel master Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and of course, the guy that I feel like wants to kill everybody should be in the G1, and I expect him to be heavily involved in Wrestle Kingdom next year, Minoru Suzuki. So this was a fun, simple preview, because as you all know, these tab previews, it basically is an idea of giving you the mental mind games being played and how each person is reacting to one another coming up in their block matches, while showcasing the Young Lions and faction dominance. And here, of course, Suzuki-gun won, courtesy of Yoshinobu Kanemaru, pinning Yota Shuji. Apologies if I butchered that name. Chris, I want to ask you real quick, what are your thoughts on the Young Lion, Ren Narita, who has had so much credible experience this year, going for Best Super Juniors, 0 points, though. We're still waiting for him to get a pinfall victory. And what is your overall thoughts, you think, on Minoru Suzuki's mindset?
I have no idea about his mindset, honestly. Like I said, it's just been interesting to me. Like I said, I'm still learning a lot about this stuff, and I'm actually learning a lot from you and Cindy and all this stuff, so I just try to pay attention to the matches and enjoy what's going on, and I'm trying to keep up with all the storylines. Like I said, I've been pretty much mainly keeping up with the main 5 matches for the G1 just because I'm really intrigued with how this all played. It's been really exciting month of wrestling for me, period. It's the first G1 series I've ever watched, so this has been really exciting.
There's a reason why New Japan Pro Wrestling is the king of sports pro wrestling. Good luck, AEW. I look forward to seeing what you can bring. But anyway, yeah, and that's the thing about tab preview, so I'll just roll through the rest pretty quick. Toru Hinare, Tomoaki Homa, and Juice Robinson participate in G1 versus Bullet Club, Rey with the Switchblade, Jay White, G1 participant, and his running mates, Tokyo Pimp, yes, that's his nickname, Chris, Yojiro Takahashi, probably with pizza, and, of course, one of Cindy's favorites, the Crown Jewel Bullet Club, Chase Owens, and Chase Owens picked up the victory over Toru Hinare. I'm pretty sure Chase Owens and Toru Hinare, they're all trying to prove something to themselves, saying, hey, I can run this G1, put me in next year, which will mark the 30th G1 Climax. And I expect a very special lineup, even more diverse than what we got this year. But the
Yes.
bottom line is this. The match coming up that we're going to discuss is Juice Robinson versus Jay White. Jay White says he's going to run the table. Juice Robinson truly is reinvented, truly feels like he's got something to prove to himself, and cannot wait to get his hands on John Moxley again, I think. This match went about 9 minutes, and of course, Jason Owens won with his move that seems to be a golden move for Bullet Club, especially the package pile driver. So, just, a simple match. Then we had, of course, okay, I know that you kind of don't look at the tap views, but you've seen the matches. I got to ask you about this guy. What is your thoughts on Toru Yano?
Wow. Oh, he's an interesting one, I swear. I like some of the stuff he does, but then some of the stuff is just like, I don't understand this. I really don't. I'm just going to watch this and see, oh, Lord, why'd you do that? And it's just my reactions to everything on them. I'm like, okay, either, oh, that's pretty, why did you just do that? It's like, oh, you did something, oh, why? It's like, it's from, like, excitement. I'm watching, like, oh, what's he going to, oh, God, disappointment. Just like that, head down, like, shaking my head, oh, Lord.
I wish I could see Cindy's reaction when Toru Yano beat Kenny Omega in less than 4 minutes back at the end.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, Toru Yano, he's known as basically the spoiler master because he's, a goodwill individual, but he pulls out every shenanigan in the book. If you want to look at a fun match, look at Toru Yano versus Colt Cabana. Anywhere, anytime. Ring of Honor recently had a match between the two on their YouTube page, and I was laughing during it because Toru Yano, he pulls at everything from the specially named turnbuckles to rolls of tapes to his box of curry to distracting the ref to playing mind on the ropes to, of course, a dreaded low blow, and usually catches you in a roll-up, which was the case here because he freaking pinned Yoshihashi, and which is funny because Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto, they faced Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano. 3 of these 4 men are in the G1, and an upcoming match is Hiroki Goto versus Toru Yano. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that works out. And by the way, Tomohiro Ishii is so pitbull, I still think his head's made of concrete, all right? I would love to be that. Okay, so moving on from there, we got one last tag match preview, which of course was very special to me because this will be my highlight of Block B action coming up. It was Shingo Takagi and Tetsuya Naito representing Los Ingobernables de Japón versus John Moxley and his running mate, the young lion, Shota Umino. Now, of course, this match was extremely predictable because there's only one person here that truly was going to be pinned, Shota Umino. But you gotta look at how John Moxley reacted to Tetsuya Naito and the mind games from, hey, the rope's open for me. Hey, I'm not going to acknowledge you. Okay, I see you. This has got to be the biggest smile I've seen on Tetsuya Naito's face in a while, despite his run so far in the G1. John Moxley, he was like, I'm tired of this. He wanted to bash him with a chair, but then afterwards he got cool. He counted to 10, so, it was like, okay. And Shingo Takagi, I hope his legs are holding up. Apparently they are. He pinned Shota Umino, and Shingo Takagi, he's still got a chance, I feel, in the G1. And, of course, he won the match for his team with his finisher, I think more vicious than a clothesline from hell from JBL, a pumping bomber that turns inside out. So great.
I saw that. That was crazy. I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, who you think would survive? JBL's clothesline from hell or Shingo Takagi's pumping bomber? Who's going to go down first?
Oh, yeah. We already know the answer to that. Let's not answer it, though.
Okay. Point taken. Which brings us to the block matches. Again, this was day 9. It was Block A action, and we kicked things off with the Golden Star of New Japan, Kota Ibushi, who has now a 3-2 record, versus Everybody Dies, a reinvented Lance Archer, with a 2-3 record now. This match was very physical. There were 2 spots I thought Archer was going to kill Kota, and the fact that Kota delivered a Kamagoye, but Lance Archer literally stood up into his face and said, "That all you got?" which led to Kota delivering another one with an exposed knee for the win. That is a testament of how strong a competitor Lance Archer is.
Yes.
But hey, I'm glad Kota Ibushi won. And it was about 12 minutes long. What was your takeaway from this match in both participants? And were you happy with the outcome?
I had Ibushi, so I got a point there. Thank God. Because I was like, Archer has impressed me a lot. Like I said, I'm learning more about him. He's impressed me a lot. But it took not only 1, but 2 times to hit Ibushi to his finish to beat him. That's a way to get a victory, help Ibushi get a win, but also have Archer look strong in defeat. And I thought that was great. That was well done in that match.
The fact that Archer's so agile, he can rock the ropes, he can deliver a flipping senton, and then that choke slam. That was the highest choke slam I think I've ever seen.
Yes.
Good Lord Almighty, drove him through the mat. And he caught his first finisher, representing Shinsuke Nakamura, not the Kinshasa, the Boombaye. He caught that and delivered a freaking knee to Kota's face. Again, Archer, freaking impressive run.
Yes.
He's definitely one that I'm going to consider being part of the G1 next year. Do not count this guy out. Good Lord. All right, so why don't you go ahead and talk about this match, because I know you got thoughts on this. The next match, of course, was Will Ospreay, who now has a record of 2-3, versus the Rogue General, Badlock Fale, with a record now of 1-3. What were your thoughts on this match?
Ospreay needed the win. That was my whole takeaway from this. Ospreay needed this win. How he got it was kind of interesting with Red Shoe counting the ending where Red Shoe was counting 1, 2, fuck you with a middle finger and calling for the disqualification. That was something really different I haven't seen so far, and like we discussed this before we started recording, that's the first disqualification we've seen in the G1 Climax so far, and that gave Ospreay 2 points, and he needed them because that's my pick. Big spoiler, that's my pick to win this whole thing, so he needed the points right now.
I mean, again, our brackets are fresh, but we stand by our commitments in our brackets. But don't think we won't talk on video how the G1 so far has affected our thought process and why we think it might be this outcome versus what we want. Proposed versus actual, people. That's the fun of wrestling. Yeah, this match was a very crazy. I mean, from the pre-match attack by Bullet Club, trying to take out Ospreay, Jono getting a couple of kendo shot sticks in, freaking Badlock Fale delivers the grenade, only for the ref to be down, so that was on him. And the ref got thrown around like 2 or 3 times here.
Yeah, he did.
At one point, and that was Mate Osami, I believe. At one point, Bullet Club was taking advantage of Ospreay outside of the ring, but Ospreay fended both men off. There was a stick shot in the middle of the ring, though, and then a package pile driver, which ring Red Shoes out. He's like, okay, I see this. I'm going to pin. I'm going to count you. 1, 2, fuck you! And he literally did that and called a disqualification and ran for his life. I think fast the dude can run. Very impressive. But I was like, okay, justice served. I respect this. He can only take so much. He offers so much leniency with matches he refs, but when it comes to leniency of how you treat the other referees and the Bullet Club shenanigans, he has a cutoff point, and apparently he hit that cutoff point, gave Ospreay the win, like you said. He needed it. So Ospreay is still alive, basically, here. Now, the next match, it was interesting. 16 minutes even, and shout out to New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW World, or NJPW972.com for all their stats and the times, the places, and stuff like that. It helps a lot. It was representing LIJ, now for record 3-2, versus Zack Sabre Jr., representing my faction Suzuki-gun, but oh boy. A record right now of 1-4. I feel like if you have 4 a death note pretty much to you winning the G1. Now you just got to go in for points. This was a fun match, though. It was a match, of course, of technical versus power, because Evil was clearly the stronger adversary here. But, I mean, we got all the fun hits from Zack Sabre Jr., from Triangle Heel turned into Hook, from Evil delivering everything is Evil in the end for the win, and Zack Sabre Jr. acting out, of course, after the loss. Chris, any takeaways on this match from you? I know Evil is a person that has really gotten you kind of intrigued lately. What are your further thoughts on Evil and his G1 run?
I've been impressed with his G1 run. The matches I picked for him to win so far, I think he's won every one I picked for him to win except one so far. He won this one, and I'm more surprised with Sabre Jr.'s performance, honestly. I thought he had been doing a whole lot better in this G1 series. I'm really disappointed in how his run has been in this G1 so far, because he is such a talented, technical wrestler. For him to be not doing as well, that's the more shocking thing to me with the G1 series so far, is how he's not winning, how he's having a hard time with anything right now.
Yeah, and here's the thing. His running mate, his ring announcer, his coach, Taka, who's currently injured. I feel like that's the detriment here to Zack Sabre Jr. Whether it's just the fact he's there in his corner or the fact he just introduces him and tells you, you just stop out. I don't know, but I feel like Taka here is a big, big factor. While Zack Sabre Jr. has been on one of the worst runs, I think, so far in the G1. He doesn't have a pro, but 2 points. Ouch. And again, he put out everything here. There was the Cocaine Clutch, which I thought, he got him, where he literally ties up his opponent into a yeet pinfall combination, almost bridging onto his neck and head. That's ridiculous. Try to deliver PK. Darkness Falls came into play, then everything is evil, and evil won, just to sum it up simple. But again, a very competitive match. All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you take this one. The next match was the ace of New Japan, a man with more pride, I think, than any wrestler I can think of right now in today's era of wrestling. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Cold Skull, representing LIJ Sonata, a guy that calls himself an in-ring genius with still so much potential to unlock, and the guy who Kazuchika Okada is currently calling his rival, which is apparently a huge, huge sign of respect. What were your thoughts on this match, the outcome, and where do you see Hiroshi Tanahashi? How far do you see him going?
Like I said, Tanahashi is one of the greats in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I've heard a lot about him before I started really watching New Japan. Like I said, I had a basic history of New Japan Wrestling. I could tell you what people besides Japanese wrestlers won the title, blah, blah, blah. That's basically my basic knowledge of New Japan. But getting into this and learning more about him, like I said, he's had a history. We talked about it on the very first video we did together, talking about the rivalry with him and Okada. And so I picked him. Remember, my first day one pick, I picked him to beat Okada. But that didn't happen so far.
No,
but
not.
Tanahashi, like I said, Tanahashi, it's sad to say it, but I know I've heard a lot of comparisons to him as being like the John Cena of New Japan. Maybe he is, maybe he's not, but he's still a damn good wrestler. He's still got a lot to offer, and right here again, he won the match. I was very impressed with him. I'm always impressed with him, watching him wrestle. Him and Evil are a couple of my favorite ones that I'm intrigued about and learning about more about. So I'm glad Tanahashi won. So on this block so far, I went perfect 4 for 4 on my prediction so far on this block. But now we got to get to the main event here.
Yeah, let me just talk about my thoughts on this match real quick, because now Hiroshi Tanahashi, he is 3-2. Sonata 1-4. And this match was really a back and forth affair. Both men jockeying for position and basically taking each other's moves. Whether it was the Paradise Lock that tied up Hiroshi Tanahashi, thumbs up by Milano. And then, of course, we had Somersault Senton, but then both men exchanging Dragon Screw leg whips, and then each man jockeying to put themselves in the skull end, which is Sonata's finisher. Impressive strength on countering each other, literally taking each other up and over. And then, of course, we got a beautiful Dragon Suplex, but at the detriment of his knees, because I do not know the state of his legs. I mean, the man has too much pride. He's not going to show you pain. He's only going to show you heart. It took 2 high-five flows, which showed you how much he's willing to put in to win this thing for him to pick up the win in this match. So, again, don't count out the ace of New Japan. Could he repeat what he did last year? Only time will tell. But I am very curious about how much longer he can go. Human body can only take so much. His legs have got to be destroyed, especially the knees.
Yeah.
Yes, and now we get to, boy, oh boy.
Wow, yep.
Kazuchika Okada in his hometown, apparently, versus Kenta. Both men going in here 4-0. Both men, the top leaders. Both men, the top three leaders of the entire G1. Something had to give. Originally, I dictated a pinfall win, but looking at the way the G1's been going, I literally was like, oh my gosh, this could actually go to a draw. And it nearly did. The match win, according to New Japan Pro Wrestling, 26 minutes, 53 seconds. And good Lord Almighty, so many kicks. Okada just eating them. But of course, Okada with all his best shots, from the shotgun drop kick to the freaking exchanges they had, just brawling with each other, to where it got really aggressive, trying to put him in the game over submission, only for that to be countered. He was also working on the right arm, smart by Kenta, constantly trying to prevent Okada from having the full force of his Rainmaker. The match went all over the place outside the ring. Okada draped over the barricade at one point, eating knees. Kenta brought it. This match was slow, but it was methodical. It was well played out. The crowd was in it from start to finish, and clearly the crowd was in Okada's favor. Go figure. But the open palm strike sequence towards the end, that was ridiculous. I thought he slapped Bobby Roode hard during NXT TakeOver Chicago during that
Yeah.
time. Okada, though, he took a much worse blunt of it. PK countered into shotgun dropkick, GTS countered into tombstone, and he got, again, the GTS, it was going to come down to GTS versus Rainmaker because neither move was done in this match until the very end. GTS got countered to Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada won. So I feel like right now, that's got to put the idea Okada could actually win this and reduce something that hasn't been done since the year 2000. The IWGP Heavyweight Champion winning the G1 and picking the opponent for himself. But my God, what a main event. Chris, take me through your thought process on this main event and what do you think going ahead now for both men? This was a pinnacle match of this G1.
All right, this is the first of 2 matches in my whole bracket that I picked to go to a draw.
That's correct.
Because, okay, this is why I said was going to a draw. I stuck with them going to a draw. Okay, Kenta is back, period. He has performed to an exceptional level. That man is back, and he is back with a passion and a fire I have not seen since before he left to go to WWE. He has that fire and passion. This, with me, is my favorite match so far in the G1 series. This match was pure passion from beginning to end. They did not stop. Okada won. Okada, I give that man credit. I wanted it to be a tie. It came really close because that would have made me perfect on this block. But you know what? This match was exceptional. I'm glad Okada won. Because now I think maybe what's going to end up happening is somewhere Okada's good. I don't think Okada's going to go perfect. I know I didn't predict him to win some of these matches because that was me at my first year doing G1. I should have known better.
One match left out of the 4 for Okada that you did not pick him to win. And I'm just going to leave that up to you until it happens. But yeah, you're right. You do have one match that you think he is not going to win.
Yep. But somewhere he's going to have to get a loss somewhere. And hopefully it's going to end up him getting a loss, or he's going to have to get 2 losses to get Kenta in there. But that's not who I pick him. But right now it's going to be interesting. Either going to be Okada, or somehow he's going to get 1 or 2 losses in there, and Kenta's going to end up winning out at this point. Because the way these 2 are going, they're on fire in this block right now. Either one of them, I still got a chance to pull this off and win.
Yeah, no kidding. I also like how Kenta followed up on Okada's move where he has him up the rope, and he thinks you're going to hit him, but he just pats his chest. Kenta repeats that back, but adds a little bit of, oh, I get you, but you better take me seriously. He slaps Okada in the face. So clearly his homework. What's also interesting about this is in the past, Okada has had bad fortunes with people in their debut G1 matches against him. He lost to Finn Seven, a.k.a. Finn Balor, back in 2013. He lost to, apologies if I butchered this up, Mariano. Go ahead, hit me comments. In 2016, and just last year, he lost to Jay White. But he did not let fortunes repeat themselves this time. And this also means, according to Kevin Kelly and Rocky Romero, he has now won 11 G1 matches in a row. Total.
Wow, he's won 11 in a row?
Across the 2 right now, yes, he is literally on a...
Wow.
I mean, Rocky Romero is like saying, oh, you know, his best friend and stuff like that. He's saying pretty much Okada's just going to take all the records. So there's a huge fortune he might do that. I can't imagine it, but I can actually probably see it now. He could probably run this like Shingo Takagi did. In the best of the Super Juniors. I honestly feel like right now, he could probably go perfect. Did I say he could go perfect in my bracket, though?
No.
I think you and I actually picked the same match that's left that he will lose, and stay tuned for that, folks. But yeah, another incredible day of block action, but the G1, there's no rest for the weary here, because we're a few hours from now, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time, we get into Block B. So let's go ahead and get that, taking of course from the same place, right there in Nagoya, Japan. We, of course, have our tag team previews, but for the sake of time, I think right now, because we also got a breather, we'll just get right into the block matches. So our first block match is Hiroki Goto versus Toru Yano. Now, according to New Japan Pro Wrestling, their overall singles record is 5-4 in Yano's favor. Now, as far as G1s go, it's 2-1 in Goto's favor. These men have both met each other in 2008, 2014, 2018. Hiroki Goto says he is reborn. He reinvented himself. He will win this, representing proudly LA Dojo. Toru Yano, though, he's the spoiler man, okay? He's like, So obviously, you know he's going to play every shenanigan possible. The question is, can Hiroki Goto be more cool, calm-headed than Juice Robinson was? Because Juice Robinson was this close to losing. Now, Troyano, he actually has the better score right now. He's 2-2, while Hiroki Goto is 1-3. So I was thinking about this for a while, and according to my bracket, and I still think it's going to be the same thing, I think Hiroki Goto is going to pick up the win. Now, Chris Mace, you picked up the as well. Has your thoughts on this match changed at all?
No, it hasn't changed on this, but it's going to be a little more interesting without a Yano shenanigans. Like I said, it's going to be another one of those. Oh God. Oh God. That's what Yano does to me. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just some of those things like, oh my God, what the fuck am I watching?
But that's kind of his whole person. I mean,
yes, but it's
like, oh, what happened? My monitor went out. I didn't see what happened.
yeah, but it's that way in an entertaining standpoint instead of like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just watch? In a bad way, it's an entertaining way, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, you know, you gotta get some sort of entertainment in there too. And again, Troy Yano is a very nice individual. Okay, and he and Coach Savannah, as far as I know, they're best friends. I mean, those two on commentary back at the freaking Supercard, G1 Supercard, that was hilarious. But yeah, I think it's safe to say we all think that Goto is going to win here. In fact, why don't I just run through everyone else? Let's see here. Chris Cass, take care. Hope you're doing well, man. He said Hiroki Goto. Good brother Chris, he said the Hiroki Goto. And Cindy, she said also Hiroki Goto. So we're all thinking the same thing, thankfully, on this.
Yep.
Okay. Let's move on from there to a match that's going to be...
That's a miracle we all agree on the same thing.
I mean, some of these matches, though, it almost seems pretty predictable. But then again, Toriano, spoiler maker.
Yeah.
Beat Kenny Omega in less than 4 minutes. Anything's possible when you're in the ring with Toriano. People don't ever think, oh, I got this. All right.
Yeah, you
can't. Moving on from there, this is going to be physical. Juice Robinson versus the Stone Pitbull and current never overweight champion, Tomohiro Ishii. Juice currently 3-1. Tomohiro Ishii is 2-2. Their current overall singles record is 2-0 in Ishii's favor and 1-0 in Ishii's favor as well. But this is a different Juice Robinson, I feel. He's not being all flashy. He does, still interact with the crowd a little bit. But clearly, he's out to prove something to himself since losing the IWGP US title to his former running mate, Jon Moxley. So, with that, I had to go with the Stone Pitbull on this one, though. Tomohiro Ishii's going to pick up the win, but I sense this match at least going 15 minutes. And I fear Tomohiro Ishii is going to eat more than one left hand of God and survive it. Chris Mace, let's see here. You also picked Tomohiro Ishii as well. What are your thoughts on this match from both participants?
That's who I picked. When I did this whole bracket, like I said before, and I'll admit, it's the first year I've ever done any of this, so I went through my booking, doing my research, trying to figure out what I said. I'm sticking with my pick, but I would not be shocked if maybe Robinson does pull some kind of upset. I wouldn't be shocked. Now, I'm not going to change my pick. I think I'm right that Ishii's going to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if Robinson pulls up an upset win on this because of how he's been performing. He's been on fire since losing that U.S. title to Moxley.
That is true. But right now, we're also unanimous on this one. We all picked Ishii as well. And I feel like this. Tomohiro Ishii is one of those with the biggest heart and pride for physical combat in New Japan Pro Wrestling. All he wants you to do is hit him. Fight him. He wants to get the best wrestling possible out of you. So with that being said, I just feel like Tomohiro Ishii is literally the guy to win here. I don't think history is going to break at this point between these two. And maybe Juice Robinson can challenge him for the Neverweight title down the line. That's another thing, too. Eventually, you got to consider who's going to challenge Tomohiro Ishii for his Neverweight championship. That's another thing.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from there, we go into the Hawaiian Juggernaut, one of Cindy's favorites, the Coop, who is 1-3 right now, versus Suzuki-gun's own, the Holy Emperor, Taiji. I love his entrance. And he is doing sure Miho Abe will not be far behind. You know there's going to be shenanigans involved here. He hasn't put out the Iron Finger of Doom since his match with Naito, which is really surprising to me. And this is Cobb and Taiji's first G1 meeting. Now, Taiji has already beaten Jeff Cobb previously once before. He beat him actually for the Never Openweight Championship. So we know that Taiji can beat freaking Jeff Cobb. So will fortunes repeat themselves? else here. I don't remember what I said. Yes, actually, you know what? Let me see here. Jeff Cobb. Because Jeff Cobb's representing Ring of Honor, so I know it's going to be a different outlook. Taiji, he's saying this is my G1. My original pick, though, because of the fact that Taiji beat him previously before, and Jeff Cobb was looking for redemption, I picked Jeff Cobb to win here. Chris, you picked Taiji, so take me through your thought process on this.
When I was researching everything, I see he had beat him before for the Never Openweight Championship. So my thought process was, as a G1 series, that if he beat him once, he could be able to do it again. But I think it's going to be a different kind of match than they had the first time. But I still think Taiji is going to pull off the win against Cobb.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. It looks like everyone else here. Chris Bliss, he said cool. Not surprised by that. Cindy, she said cool. And Chris Cass also said Cobb. So you are literally the odd one out.
I'm always seem to be the odd one out during these predictions, but it's all right. I've won a couple and I've lost a few. It's all good.
Yep. All right. First off, go follow my friend at Axia. I gotta find her hashtag. Sorry. Go follow my friend's podcast, Breathe with the Switchblade, because she's a die-hard Jay White fan. Segue into our next match. Jay White, who is 1-3, claims he's going to run the entire thing, 5 matches in a row, because he won last week, much to Rock Romeo's dismay, versus Shingo Takagi, who is 2-2, and this is their first ever singles meeting. Shingo Takagi, once again, proving that I'm not just junior heavyweight, I want heavier competition, I want to challenge the heavyweights. Yep. John Moxley literally said in his post-interview, the guy's not junior heavyweight, the guy's a freaking tank, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So this match was very interesting for me to think about and call, because I know that Gato will not be far behind with a pair of brass knuckles, but I also know Shingo Takagi, he can turn freaking Jay White inside out. With that being said, I picked Reeve with the Switchblade. I picked Jay White to win. Chris, you also picked Jay White.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on this match?
I figured, like I said, he was going to win a few matches here. He's going to have a good showing, especially since he just lost the IWGP title to Okada. Like I said, I thought he might have had a longer run. That's the thing I've learned. I realized New Japan Pro Wrestling, they have long title runs. So it just seems like it's been recently they've had a lot of, I would call it transitional champions in New Japan, which is a rarity with, Jay White winning and then Okada winning so quickly after Jay White had won to me. So I figured Jay White was going to have a good showing here, and I found this to be an interesting matchup, so that's why I picked Jay White to win it.
Yep, and by the way, we're all too sweet. We're all with Bullet Club. We all picked Jay White. So we breathe with the Switchblade and live in the Cutthroat era. I can't wait to meet GOD, by the way, in Toronto. That's going to be fun. And again, the thing is, New Japan Pro Wrestling is all about most of the showcases in tournament format. Think about the championships, the champions that haven't been showcased yet, but we'll post this. The Never Openweight Tag Team, the IWGP Junior is sure to be back. The Rev Pro, because they have partnerships with Rev Pro and tentatively Ring of Honor as well. I'm sure freaking El Fantasmo, come New Japan Pro Wrestling World Class, put his title. The British Heavyweight Championship, which is actually a junior, will probably be put on the line as well. And you're right, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, it's already had like 3 transitions. We started with Kenny Omega at the beginning of the year, who lost it to the Ace. The Ace then lost to Jay White. Jay White lost to Okada. Okada has defended against Sonata. Okada is still champion.
Yep.
A lot to take in when you think about it. But yeah, bottom line, we all think Jay White's going to win here. Now, as far as his stance goes, is he going to run the gauntlet, basically, and win the rest of the G1 matches he's in? I'm going to say it right now. No. Because there's one person in particular he has to face that will be, I believe, a loss for him. And I know I'm going to get sued out by Courtney for this, and probably Cindy and others as well, but I stand by my word, and you'll know what I mean when we get to that match. Bottom line, we all think Jay White's winning, though, this match. So both that. Which leads us to the other match that I believe is the pinnacle of the freaking B block. Because there's only one leader of the B block, and there's one guy here with one goal of holding both top titles at the same time. It's their first ever singles meeting. When I saw the bracket made and I saw this commercial, I was like, oh my god. I thought Tomoe Ishii is going to be insane. This has a chance to overpass that. I can't think right now. I'm so excited. Tetsuya Naito, the freaking IWGP Intercontinental Champion, who's 2-2 versus the currently undefeated, perfect streak so far in the B block, Jeff Ryder, IWGP US Champion. How interesting, US versus Intercontinental. Jon
US.
Moxley. Oh my God, what is going to happen here?
Yeah,
I don't
this
even
is a
know.
match I'm looking forward to as well.
I don't even know what to say or think right now, besides the fact that Jon Moxley has proven he is not just a deathmatch wrestler. He is actually a real professional wrestler. He respects the but he gets 0 Fs, and you don't want to piss him off. It's freaking Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito. But here's the thing. Jon Moxley is supposed to be one of the top tier guys constantly showcased for AEW. He even said a recent Road to All Out that the biggest reason he's doing this is to learn everything Kenny Omega did in New Japan Pro Wrestling, competing with everybody that Kenny Omega did. Because August 31st AEW All Out, it's Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley, and I still don't have a real decision for that. As far as this match goes, I had to go in favor of New Japan Pro Wrestling because as much as we want to believe there may be a partnership down the line, and we know that AEW will give you some dates, I can't see one of the top guys, literally of New Japan Pro Wrestling, losing to Jon Moxley. This is going to be the pinnacle, like I said, like with Kenta. I went with Tetsuya Naito to pick up the win, but this match, I believe, is going to go at least 28 minutes. Oh, my Lord, this is going to be insane. Now, Chris Mace, you said you had a couple of interesting ideas here about draws. We've already gone through one. Here's your other. Take me through your thought process on this match, and has your outlook on this match changed at all?
My outlook on this match hasn't changed at all. My thing is, I think this match is going to end up a tie because these two are going to go at it. You got your IWGP Intercontinental Champion with Naito versus your IWGP United States Champion with Moxley. Naito, one hell of a fucking wrestler. He's easily, after been watching a lot, learning a lot, he's easily on my top 5 of New Japan wrestlers I love watching different matches. Nice. He's very impressive. Jon fucking Moxley, he has come back with fire and fury since he left from being Dean Ambrose. He has come back with that fire and passion. He's going undefeated so far. I picked him to win a majority of the matches except one, but we haven't got to that point yet where I think he's going to lose. But this is the match where I picked is going to be a draw because of that I have already predicted I'm further down the road that it's going to come down to these two who wins that block. That's who I originally picked, but it's going to come down to these two of who wins the block. So at this point, I'm still saying it's going to be a draw. I was wrong about earlier with the main event with Okada and Kenta. I don't know. Can I be wrong again? We'll find out here shortly in about 7 or 8 or 9 hours we got, depending on what time zone you're in.
Yeah.
But I'm not changing my pick. I didn't change my pick, and I'm telling you, Okada and Kenta almost went to a draw. This match could easily go to a draw. These two are on fire. I see a lot of false finishes with them kicking out of their finishers. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a damn good match. And if we get the hardcore Moxley, that's going to be crazy. But like I said, Naito ain't no joke either. Naito is out on fire. He's going after trying to win this G1. He wants to become a double champion, win the IWGP World title. So it's like I said, I think at this time it's going to be a draw. Somehow it's going to end up being a draw, or it can be a draw with a double pin. You never know how it could play out because a double pin still gets you a draw. You don't know how it's going to play out.
Either as a circumstance.
Yeah, I thought that was actually the scenario, maybe not even a time limit draw when I thought about it watching the G1. We haven't had a double pin yet. This would be the perfect time for a double pin. You can keep them both going strong going into the last couple of days, last couple of blocks.
Damn, that's quite a bold analysis. And I expect there's going to be tables involved too, and so many wicked lariats. And of course, Tetsuya Naito, he's going to come in here little bit, calm, cool, collective. I wouldn't be surprised he comes in a suit. It's definitely going to be tranquilo. Oh my gosh, this is going to be insane. Let's go ahead and run for everybody else here. So basically, you picked draw. I picked Tetsuya Naito. Let's see what everyone else said here. Chris Cass, he said Jon Moxley. Oh man. Cindy, she said Jon Moxley as well. And good brother Chris, he said ... Tetsuya Naito. So we're all indifferent here. But again, this is going to be a pinnacle match as we are literally at the halfway point of the G1 Climax.
Yep.
At the time of recording right now, the current standings for everybody's brackets, which are been thrashed beyond belief. Let's see here. They're both tied with 20 matches apiece out of the 45 when I went through and I did some corrections to their brackets. They're like, oh, 2-1. No, it's 2-0. Again, next time we do G1, I'm going to do like a little thing about how you fill out a bracket because I think some people were a little confused. Let's see.
That's why I called and asked you questions.
Yeah, I'm glad I can help y'all. Let's see. I got 21 out of the 45 matches called correct so far. Good Brother Chris has 20 out of the 45 matches called correct so far. And you're in the lead again still with 27. But B-Block, oh man, there's a couple of odd one outs here for you especially, so things could definitely change here. One thing's for sure. Come the end of this match, I think we're going to know who our finals are going to be versus what we pick. And I'm going to stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
With that, we are done here for now. So everybody, thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. Let us know your predictions and your thoughts so far. The G1 Climax, your winners, your predictions in the comments down below. Chris, this is extreme pleasure, man. Good luck to you. I cannot wait to go to bed immediately, pretty much in an hour, to prepare for this. Anything you want to like,
Right, I'm just ready. Like I said, I'm just ready for tomorrow. This is exciting. I did a lot of the plugs yesterday. I said I love all my NXT brothers and sisters, but right now I'm getting more excited about this tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get together about the same time tomorrow, and then we can talk about Block B for sure, because that's going to be interesting.
Well, I'll tell you this, folks, we will be back at the same time tomorrow if he's available, because I know I will be, to discuss our thoughts and the outcomes of Day 10. And we will have our brackets attached at the end of the video, along with the official ones, so y'all can actually follow along and see where we screwed up, what's next, and of course, what the actual freaking G1 Climax is at. And until then, I'm keeping it simple. If you all want to know about me, know this. I'm just a simple man. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I am a lifelong fan of wrestling. If you want to follow me, follow my simple YouTube channel here at youtube.com/user/Noah Foster210, or follow me on Twitter at nfoster1916. Follow my Facebook group on Cruiserweight Wrestling, then, now, forever, WWE and beyond at hashtag 205LiveMatters. Follow the heart of my channel, hashtag 205LiveMatters. And stay tuned more from this channel when it comes to predictions, simple takes, reviews, and all sorts of other wrestling stuff outside WWE. Independent wrestling, sport independent wrestling, folks, and of course, Ring of Honor. I'll be going to Ring of Honor Summer Supercard. I'll be seeing that live, my first ever Ring of Honor show live. I will be back to do predictions for that too. And stay tuned, July 31st, I plan on doing a simple channel update as I prepare to head back to college as well, because the Summer of Wrestling, it closes for me come the end of August 31st. But as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling analysts for big and small, and let's keep growing this incredible wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that, thank you all so much for tuning in to this simple taking predictions video on the G1 Climax. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Enjoy life, enjoy wrestling, take care of your families. Check out the G1 if you haven't already. It is the best professional wrestling you will see all year, guaranteed. And until literally tomorrow, Gokigenyo, sayonara, have a wonderful day, folks.
All right, have a good one, y'all. See y'all tomorrow night.
And good luck to both Mox and freaking Naito.
Yes.
Tranquilo. But I